And good morning, everybody. It is a glorious Monday morning, and there is no better time to be doing what I am about to do today. I'm actually giving away some of this already with the little signs there. My name's Marianne Smith. I am a personal transformation and business coach. And I am also the founder of the Fierce and Fabulous Society. And today we are coming live for a really, really special occasion for the members of the Fierce and Fabulous Society. One of the huge benefits of being part of that really vibrant community is that we get to celebrate one another. And today we have one of our members joining us who has done something that is literally quite exceptional. And I'm sure there are many people in this room that would be saying, oh, I wish I could do that. That's on my to-do list. And what is it? It's launching a book. So today I am more than delighted to be able to introduce to you the one, the only. It's Jules Kelly, who is the life auditor, and I am so excited to say is now an author of The Fading Woman, which is out on Amazon today. It's its launch day today, and you are in the room, Jules.
You know it, girlfriend. I am. Thank you for that. I feel like I'm on Oprah Winfrey or something. You're very fabulous.
Fabulous, darling, fabulous.
Fierce and fabulous.
That's what we want. I've always said she's absolutely open to come onto my show anytime. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, she is open, but I've got to be honest, she's got to get in a queue because I'm first.
And you're in here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such a busy, exciting day.
It sure is. I mean, how often does somebody get to say that they are having a book launch and are an author? Now, I know that we have got a bit of a, are we allowed to say an exclusive?
An exclusive. I've not even told my husband yet.
I'm going to let you say it because I've actually got a little thing ready to come up on the
Oh my God, I've just been told that I've got #1 bestseller status.
A #1 bestseller. So, and it's not just a #1 bestseller, but across, was it 8 categories so far?
8 categories, yeah, I know. It's a bit bonkers. And that's fantastic. And the reason it's fantastic for me is it's not ego-based. It's because the subject matter of The Fading Woman is about bringing my passion about women embracing their life and actually living the life that they actively choose rather than the one that they just accept and exist in. Yeah. And one that there's a really, really important message in there. Yeah. And it's about you putting yourself at the front of the queue when it comes to priorities, even if you're a mom, because without you being a priority, then ultimately the other people are not going to get the best of you. So for me, it's about getting the message out there loud and clear to as many women as possible. And I decided that, 6 months ago, the book wasn't even on the radar, Marianne. Wow. It wasn't even on the radar. Never even considered a book. But then I realized that I wasn't going to be able to help enough women by just doing it by myself, one at a time. So what better way to do it than to create a toolkit in the shape of a book that's accessible to so many people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really, really thrilled today. I have been quite nervous about it, but I don't know why, because the subject is so important and so valid. So I'm so excited to see it do so well today. And I've had so much incredible support from you and my other peers and on my amazing Facebook group as well. The Wake Up, Wise Up and Flourish Tribe are right behind me every step of the way. So I'm just dead chuffed, really, really chuffed.
I don't know about you, but I remember a few months back just talking to you about this. Because we were just talking about the whole subject to books, and I was saying I haven't even looked at mine yet at all, and I was like in total awe. But the 20th of September back then felt like ages away.
Felt like a million years away, didn't it?
Didn't it?
And then I thought, there's so many bits to it, and then you've got to keep on track. And then some days you don't feel like writing, and some days for me, it was really difficult to have a writing day.
Yeah.
I just had to get it out.
Yeah.
I just had to get it out, and then the editing bit, which is the detail bit, was like really arduous. So
how did you do this? Because I have a lot of people saying to me, do you know, it'd be great to write a book, but I don't think I can do it.
You can do it. Of course you can do it.
So you were saying that would you actually write the words, type the words, speak the words? How did you get all of this out of you? Because I know when I speak to you, there is just an abundance of stuff in you that has accumulated over the last 50 years that has brought together the Life Auditor, and then you took all of that to create the Fading Woman. Where did she come from? How did you discover her and get her onto paper?
She was inside me all the time, and some of it was uncovered, some of it wasn't, but I knew that the process that I'd been through over the past 4 years of my 51 years, that's the bit that I wanted to document. So I have lived with a chronic pain condition called fibromyalgia for 15 years. And I was living in a really heavily medicated state. And to the point, in 2017-18, I really hit a wall, and I decided I had to take control back. And I found that there was an alternative or complementary solutions to the white coat approach. And I have to say, before I go any further, I have got the utmost respect for medics. And I do believe that there's a place for allopathic or medicine as we know it. I absolutely do. But I'm also very passionate about the fact that we need to start understanding our bodies more. And I actually withdrew from a shopping bag of opiate pain medication and swapped it out for natural solutions. And the pain never went away with the opiates, but I now live pain-free. And I had a fire in my belly to share that information with other people, because I was living a life that wasn't living, I was existing. And I knew that there were lots of other people out there, women in particular, that were doing exactly the same, but were carrying on day after day after day, because we all wear different hats, don't we? Mum hat, daughter hat, wife hat. And the fighting, the way that we fight to carry on every single day, made that pain worse. And so when I came to sit down, once I'd healed myself, sound like Jesus, don't I? Once I'd healed myself or understood my body better, I could give my body what it needed to be able to do what it was meant to do. And our bodies are bloody amazing. They are incredible if we treat them right. But we don't get taught this stuff. So that when it came to sitting down and writing the book, I did get guidance. You know, you're meant to sit down and you're meant to write a framework, and then there's meant to be focus groups. And I thought, I didn't want a focus group. I just wanted to get the words out. They were inside bubbling. So Abigail, who from Authors & Co, the publisher, she just said, just get it out. Just get it all out. So I literally just purged it. In sections, in 15 chapters, purged it. And then you go back and read it and think, well, you need to read it as the reader would read it. And obviously the way you purge it doesn't read that way. So you have to, rejig, make sense of what you've put. And then you read it backwards. But for me, there was a real passion to get that information out. So it was just trying to get it out in a way that was intentional, that was clear, that was non-jargonistic, that everybody that picks it up could understand in really simplistic terms. Because our bodies are very complicated, but in some ways very simple.
Do you know, the one thing that from all the conversations we've had, the really powerful thing that I always get from you is that anything that you're involved in comes from a real place of truly wanting to help, support, share, impact, make a difference in people's lives. How is this book adding to that? How is this book part of that for you?
I think this is the pinnacle for me right now, because I have I feathered a lot of other people's nests in my career, as so many of the Fierce and Fabulous Society will have if they've worked for other people in their lives. And actually, whilst it's great and you get a new handbag and a nice car and all the rest of it, actually, once you've had that, you quickly realise that actually that doesn't really hold much weight. Yeah. Because once you lose it all, which I've also done through recession, that actually you really need very little. Yeah. But when it's all said and done, when you come into this world, you've got nothing, and when you leave, you've got nothing. So for me, it's about helping as many people live the life that they really want, a healthy, balanced one. With, there's 15 million people diagnosed with chronic health conditions in the UK. Yeah. That's just the diagnosed ones. That they're conditions for which there's currently no cure, which are treated with drugs, which I was one of. Yeah. And mental health in itself is a massive, massive epidemic. And, we don't get Boris Johnson standing up on his lectern at number 10 Downing Street. This is a ticking time bomb that's going on right here. Mm-hmm. We don't talk about it. There's no funding for a lot of it. And so I'm really passionate about helping women understand that it is within their gift to create the health and the life that they want by understanding what they're doing to it. And I'm not for a minute saying that if you've got a condition, it's your fault. We are a product of our circumstance. Yeah. And we live in a really consumeristic world where there's a lot of chemicals and we don't know what they're doing to us, but they're not good for us. So it comes from a place of having made it, I've made it and I've made it, I've lost it, I've made it again. And that doesn't light me up. Yeah. What lights me up is seeing somebody turning their life around from being literally on their arse to flourishing in whatever way that is.
And I think it's like listening to you speaking that just now. It can sound really factual and really, it's this and then that happened and this happened and this happened. Actually, I know just from our conversations, the trauma that you went through when you were living for all those years with chronic illness, and it was fibromyalgia for you, but this could be anything for anybody.
Absolutely.
Being able to change not just your mindset around it, but the actions you take and be more aware of the options that you have open to you to be able to have a positive impact on your life and your health for what it is and how real it is for you in any kind of moment.
Completely. And also, my sister did a post this morning for me on LinkedIn, and she made a good point. She said, we grew up in a world where my mum's German, my dad's English. We learnt manners. We learnt that we worked hard. It was pretty regimented. We were taught to be kind to people. We were taught to be respectful, and we were taught to go to work and work hard and do your best. And that's where that work ethic comes from, and that's where our belief system comes from. But somewhere along the line, that belief system also no longer serves us. And in the way that it was meant to. I mean, our parents only knew what they knew, right? And we enter this societal hamster wheel as we know it. And actually, people that sit outside of that hamster wheel are often looked at as a bit balmy and a bit. I was thinking about it the other day. People that don't conform necessarily to societal values, not in a bad way, but just almost free-spirited, and they're looked down upon. Yeah. And actually now, having gone through this whole process, the thought of my kids going through exactly the same sausage machine horrifies me. So there's a lot of, no matter what you're going through, for women, just stop for a minute and think about, right, what is it that I want out of my life?
So if women are seeing this book, watching this today, this book, The Fading Woman, is your opportunity. This is how I'm looking at it. Mine is already ordered, but I know I'm also getting a signed one as well.
I've got my Sharpie ready, Marianne. I've got my Sharpie ready.
But this sounds like the opportunity for everybody out there to stop.
Absolutely, just stop. But you need to afford yourself that You need to afford yourself that time, that luxury to stop.
Yeah. And the lovely thing about this book, because I've read excerpts from it, is that it's condensed in a way that's a really, really easy read.
Yeah, it
Because
is.
you know, if you're sitting in a place where you're overwhelmed, where you're not feeling well, the last thing you want to do is be picking up National Geographic Encyclopedia 4 on women's health. You
Yeah.
want to get something that connects with you, that gives you some kind of guidance, offers some solution, different thinking. And I know from reading the excerpts that I've had of just how impactful elements this book really are. So today, Jules, I know one of the lovely things you've agreed to do is to actually read an excerpt from the book for us live here. And folks, this is the first time we're actually hearing the words of the author being able to actually have this book for us, which is amazing. So Jules, I'm going to pass over to you and bring you onto the screen just to read some words from The Fading Woman.
Okay, darling, thank you. I'm just going to read you a little bit of the introduction, and I'm not going to be able to see my face, so apologies if it all goes a bit wobbly. So, well, hello, beautiful one. I am so glad that you picked up this book. I think that I know why you're here, so let me have a guess. First up, you don't feel beautiful. Next, do you think that there's more to bloody life than the one that you live in right now? This isn't the life you imagined when you were younger, right? Or perhaps this applies to you. You never had a chance to imagine what your life was going to be like. You just got straight onto the work, life, duty, debt hamster wheel of life and haven't had a minute to stop and smell the coffee. Jesus, some days you don't even get to drink a cup of hot coffee. You may be worrying about how you're going to make ends meet. You may be worried that you're not enough for your family, your partner, your children. You want more for your children than this. You don't want them to follow in your footsteps. You think that what the hell have they been born into? A society that just leads them into this sausage machine of existence. You see others living life to the max and you wonder, why is that not you? You don't even feel seen. You feel like part of the furniture in this production called life, and you honestly feel that there has to be more to it. Or what's the point, right? And if there is more, then how the hell do I find out what that is? The way that you feel is making you question your life choices. If there was any choice, you may be starting to feel a sense of being unfulfilled, and this is now affecting your relationships and the way in which you're living your life. You may just be coasting, which is fine, but you can't coast forever. You'll eventually crash into something, right? You might feel completely stuck, financially, physically, and emotionally. You may feel completely lost at sea and possibly even lonely. You don't know how to be any different, but know that just staying where you are is going to be a long and lonely life. You may have immersed yourself into motherhood. Everyone says how bloody amazing and fulfilling it is, yet you just want to scream, just take these kids off me for an hour so I can stop. And you stopped becoming you when you became mummy. You may be on top of the career ladder and thought of being up there grafting until retirement is completely terrifying. Working at this pace, you know that there won't be much retirement time left as you'll burn yourself out. Lots of shiny achievements, award, lots of cash, flash handbags, cars, but life? Nope, that's whizzing you by. How are we doing so far? Have I hit any nails on the head yet?
I kept forgetting to put myself off mute. I was so busy listening to you. But it's so true, isn't it? It's lovely actually just hearing you say them in your own words.
I think that's what I quite like, Marianne, is I wrote it as if I was saying it rather than trying to be too formal.
Yeah. And actually it felt like I was just listening to how you would have heard it as you wrote it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And it is so true, all those last words there, if it doesn't really matter. We go through life, once I get this and once I have that and once I get this and once I get that, then I will start to think of me and I will start living. But actually completely the wrong way around. Completely.
Yeah. And do you know what? They do, what's the word that they say, that freedom's wasted on the young, really, because can you imagine how our life would be different if we knew all this then?
Oh my goodness, if you could go back in time, isn't it? But we all have the opportunity to make that difference now, to impact the people around us now, to not just to the moment you start to take that step for yourself, you're then in a position to impact others. And that's the big message I hear from you. You took that step for yourself. You made these discoveries for yourself. And this is all part of you being able to help share that, to have the impact with others. So Jules,
Yes,
Kelly,
darling.
#1 best-selling author of The Fading Woman. How can everybody be able to share in this with you and be impacted by your words today? Where can we find this book?
Well, you can find it on Amazon today. The Kindle version today is $1.99, which is a bloody steal. Let me tell you, ladies, it's a bloody steal, and it'll be till midnight. And the reason that we've done it for that price is because we want as many people to be able to access it as possible. And then from midnight onwards, obviously the price will go up, but not extortionately. So so you can get the paperback and the Kindle today. You can get the hardback as well today on Amazon, and then you can get the hardback, I think, in about a week's time at Waterstones.
And I think I'm just trying to see if I can actually share a little picture of it. Let's see if I can actually share. Oh, there we are.
There she is.
There she is indeed.
And you know, I think this paying it forward thing that I talked about this morning with Danny Wallace, Marianne, is really important. So The Fading Woman, the final slap around the face with the wet fish for me, when I needed to do something, was I read a poem by a Scottish author called Donna Ashworth. Yeah. And I reached out to her this morning, and because she knew this was coming, and I just wanted to thank her for giving me that inspiration to do something, to facilitate change. And the gratitude that came back from her was beautiful, and it was so unexpected from me, but she was grateful that her work had touched me, and now she's allowing me to allow my work to hopefully do the same, and then hopefully the knock on paying that forward for somebody that reads that book to pick up their life and then do something that's going to help other people is just magic.
Incredible, isn't it?
It's magic.
It's how people come into your life. There, she influenced this book, and then on the other side of this book is actually in your life still supporting this message to come out. And even today there, Jules, we've got Victoria ordered hers on the Kindle already.
Yay, thank you, Victoria. Thank you so much. I hope you find it useful, even in a tiny way.
For everybody, if it's always about, we all have the gift to be able to support one another, to be the best versions of ourselves today. We all have that gift. So whether it's picking up the Kindle version of Jules's book, reading it, being able to share it with someone else, letting other people know about that today. We can all do our little thing. And what we've got, I'm so delighted, Jules has agreed to do a signed copy of her book. And what we're going to have is by the end of today, if you're watching this on replay, do #replay. And I'm going to put everybody who's watched this stream, which is going across, I think it's about 3 Facebook streams and on YouTube today. So for everybody that watches it and puts #replay, or like Victoria has been here live with us this morning, you'll get put into a draw to receive a signed copy of The Fading Woman by Jules Kelly, #1 best-selling author across England.
How bloody exciting is that?
It's completely new.
I'm bloody excited for that. I might only start going out with best-selling authors now, so you better hurry up, Marianne.
That's me dumped, totally dumped.
No, you're not dumped yet. We need to knock that book out.
Absolutely, watch this space. But today, this is your space. It is your time, and bringing your words and the culmination of your life. Oh my goodness! And the fire alarm goes off just as we
saved by the bloody bell.
There we are. But
Marianne, thank you so much.
Very welcome. Very welcome. I am grateful to have you in my life. And my signed copy, I know, is winging its way.
It is.
To me as I speak. So, Jules Kelly, have the most incredible day and take moments for yourself today just to enjoy the achievement of being able to bring such important and impactful elements to your life, not just to this little part of Facebook and to YouTube, but actually it's out there in the world now.
It is.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, darling. You mean the world to me. And thank you, everybody, that's watching. And I will hopefully see you soon. And if you read the book, don't just read it, implement it. Take the carpet up on your life, give yourself the time and space to do the work, and you will be giving yourself the best gift of ever.
Absolutely. And today, actually, it's in a beautiful day. It's launched. It's my husband's birthday.
Happy birthday, Paul.
Yeah. So what better day to do it? So Jules, have a wonderful day. Remember, everybody, you can pick up the Fading Woman on Amazon on Kindle today for only $1.99.
Ridiculous.
I can barely get our coffee for that. And Jules, we will catch up with you soon in the Fierce and Fabulous Society.
Thank you so much, everybody. Lots of love.
And there we have it, Jules, who has just reached #1 with her The Fading Woman on Amazon today in 8 categories. And Jules is a member of the Fierce and Fabulous Society, which supports women just like you to be able to be your best self, to be able to make no excuses, step up, step out into the woman that you were put on this earth to be, and to create businesses that have impact, that are profitable, that are sustainable, and support you to have the best life for you and those around you. And you can join the Fierce and Fabulous Society here on Facebook and be able to share with women just like Jules and hear their inspiring stories as they support one another in the most incredible community. And thank you all for everybody who joined us in this impromptu special edition of the live show here.